Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 mk2, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 57.5, and here's the analog case. This is what kind of kicked off the whole idea for doing this session in the first place. They reached out and asked if I would be interested in checking out, talking about, or otherwise experiencing their analog case, and I thought about it and was like, I don't really want to be doing a review site or review channel or anything, but I told them, if they want to send it over, I'd definitely check it out and run it through some paces and kind of see how it stacked up to some other stuff I already had. You already saw I've got a backpack, I've got a messenger bag that I've used, and I just picked up the Magma case that seemed like it was sufficient for what I wanted to do, but said, what the heck, if you wanted to send over one of your hard cases, happy to check it out. This is a pretty well constructed case. I'd say, you got metal around all the edges and corners. The edges are like a very nice hard plastic. The joinery here is like a nice metal as well, and it shuts nice. There is a nice feature here where on the joint on the back, you can see, maybe you can see here, but there's a metal brace that will keep the thing from actually opening up all the way. So, you could be gigging with this and not taking up a ton of space as you're pulling things in and out. I've certainly used cases in the past where, like you saw with the Magma case, it has to open up all the way and kind of lay flat. There's not anything that kind of helps it not take a whole bunch of space. A couple other features. Got some nice feet on the bottom. And we've got these nice latches that have locks, and I'll show you those in a second, but the locks are really nice, especially if you're planning on going on like a flight or something and you don't want somebody, or you want to help prevent people from getting into your case and potentially stealing stuff or otherwise damaging it. But got plenty of room in here. A lot of foam, which the nice thing with the foam is it's going to protect everything and help hold it in place from bouncing around. I've kind of push stuff in a little bit more than I probably should have, and you might be able to see the little rough edges here, but I did just use this on a trip that I did to go visit a friend and kind of just toss this into the trunk of my car with a whole bunch of other stuff and had absolutely no issues. Whoops, don't hook your SP404 mk2 on the latch. But I had no issues. Gotta grab the right spot to open it. But I was just trying to show you, similar to what I did with the Magma case, I do like to have the room for the iPad mini. It's just a really nice feature to be able to have the space for it, because I can get all kinds of synths, sequencers, and other things that you just can't do on the SP404 mk2. And you can kind of see here, it's a little bit pushing on the foam, but again, you start putting things over here, it's going to be fine. Even with just this in here, it's like practically tight. Like there's less than a millimeter of give here. And if I latch this up, nothing's shaking around. So it's going to make sure everything stays nice and protected in here. I will say this space here, it does feel like it is less space than the Magma case. And I'm pretty sure it is, because there's just like a lot of little tricks that the Magma case did that gives you some more space. But I'm going to show you the anchor battery here. It can't lay flat. It stands up fine though, because there's enough space up, and then the foam on the top here is going to hold it nice and tight. If I need a battery charger, I can fit that in here too. And actually, I'll put it this way, just to have a flat surface for this, but I can fit my iPad adapter in just fine. If I need to charge the USB-C battery, can bring this, and this is more than enough power to also power the SP404 mk2. Now I'm going to I kind of wound up all these cables already, just because unlike the Magma case where you can just throw stuff in willy-nilly and still have plenty of room, you don't have that luxury here. But the foam expands and contracts. It holds everything in here that I had put in the Magma case just fine. And you might need to just kind of adjust things up and down a little bit. But it gets in here. It's not a problem. And then the SP404 mk2 power adapter, I actually am not going to bother trying to spin all of the cable here because I'm already out of room, but I will show you, I'm just going to put this piece here so there's no metal bouncing around. It's totally fine to just stick this cable on top. You just don't want to get it pinched in the casing here. And it closes. It's up like maybe 1/8 of an inch. It's not that much. And the foam can take the pressure from it. Just latched it up. You can hear like nothing's going around. Now, I'm not going to be able to fit the batteries in there probably, or I wouldn't want to, without probably modifying the case, because I think you could probably remove some of the foam by hand with a knife or something. I don't know that I'd advise it, but you probably could do that or get some make some different compartments in here if you so chose. And I just want to show you, it is nice because if you are going to check your luggage, you usually want to lock it, and having a nice locking mechanism here. Somebody could force this open with the right pry tool, but this thing is now locked. It's not going to open up on accident, and it's plenty secure for your SP404 mk2. And I'm just going to remember probably I'm going to try and turn it. Just saying, probably going to try and turn it the wrong way to unlock it, but it's pretty easy to lock and unlock. It's a handy feature. I'm not going to open it with everything in here, but just want to show you. This thing is a pretty good tank. So where am I going to use this? Again, if I'm going on a flight and I want to check this and I just want to make sure that my SP404 mk2 arrives and does not get obliterated by, I could step on this thing, I can punch it, I'm pushing on it. I could certainly damage it if I tried really hard, but this thing can take a beating for sure. And it's going to protect your gear. Besides that, as something that if I wanted to just go around town with it, it's pretty heavy with all that stuff in here. I'm not saying that the Magma case or a backpack or anything is not heavy, but this does add a fair amount of weight. I probably wouldn't want to be carrying this like a suitcase through the airport with me if I didn't have to. So I probably would check it if I'm bringing it like this. And again, secure in the knowledge that things are going to be nice and secure. A few other things. You have plenty of nice flat surfaces here, unlike the backpack, the messenger bag, or the Magma case. You like vinyl stickers or want to do any kind of street kind of art, airbrushing, whatever, you got plenty of cool stuff you can do on this case. The other ones, you're probably going to have to get some patches that you can sew on if you want to kind of customize things, but I know people like to change. I haven't done it, but I know people do like to change the face of the SP404 mk2, and if you're doing that, why not go crazy and do the same thing on your case if you need like a nice case like this. Anyway, I believe this was, when I looked it up, it was listed at $149.99 for the price. I think it's a very good price, good quality, and it's going to keep your gear safe. So anyway, guys, hope that between all this gave you some good info for what you may or may not want for carrying stuff around, or why you may or may not want to get different types of gear, or not gear per se, but packaging for your products and your instrument. But I will say thank you, Analog, for sending this over for me to check out. It's a great piece of equipment, and I guarantee I'll be using it when I do travel on longer trips. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. If it sounds good, it is good. And peace.